Peace finisher can go to jail for a very long time just by pulling off this one scam. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the scam plus the evidence. I'm going to take you guys through each financial act or law that's been broken. And lastly, I will tell you guys the legal consequences of giving unregulated services. By the end of today's video, you would have learned what serious trouble scamming can get you in. Stay tuned. I introduce you guys to the scam. And this one involves Peace Finisher. Away, bro. I want to report Peace Finisher. Good morning, brother. Did he scam you? Yes, he did. Here's the scam. The agreement was that I'm gonna give him 500 Rand. He's gonna grow that into 12,000 Rand before Friday. I sent him the money last week, Wednesday. Today, it's Saturday. He even blocked me on WhatsApp. That, you probably bugged him too much. That is what that tells me. You got screenshots, brother? Because obviously, I can't make an exposed video if I do not have screenshots of the texts or even the proof of payment. The proof of payment is also really important, guys. And he starts sending me the evidence. So let's start getting into that. First off, this is the number whom he texted with. This is Peace Finisher. Later on in the screenshots, we will confirm that this is very well his number. All of these chart works and befores and afters and screenshots of withdrawals that were sent. Now, in the next image, here we will confirm this is very well Peace Finisher. A voice call happened, so obviously they spoke to one another. Let's confirm it a bit further. Here is a PayShap number, and I kept the last 4 digits open so that we can cross-reference that with the last digits of the proof of payment. Here you can see 4269, 4269. Now, the nail in the coffin that lets us know this is very well Peace Finisher. Here you can see paid 500 Rand from savings account to then the number of D and another letter Gondo. That is obviously Douglas Gondo, and Douglas Gondo is our little friend Peace Finisher. Here you guys can see, moving right along, after having confirmed this client very well paid and Peace Finisher did take receipt of the money. Here you can see communication starts going cold. Voice call, no answer. Wednesday, voice call, no answer. And this was this Wednesday, ne? Bro, why are you doing this? The least you could do is answer the phone. You have my money, bro. You should update me. I fully agree with that. I fully agree with that. We were chatting proper before I paid you the money. Continue, peace. But guys, haven't I also warned you about this? Once they have your money, they have no purpose to speak to you because they have reached the target, which is your money. You're busy buying Amiri things, but you're not even explaining. And I know I'm not the only one. He's busy buying Amiri with your 500 Rand. Brother, how is it? I'm trading this NFP. You are on the list, bro. So that is Peace Finisher basically relaying that client's fears. That is Peace Finisher basically calming his nerves. But it doesn't work because he goes on to scam this person. Let's continue. I'm good. This is all I was asking for, Peace. Thank you, bro. Short-lived accountability. This is why we're here. This is why we have to do what we are doing. Away, Peace. Voice call, no answer. What's happening now? Voice call, 3 seconds. He probably answered by mistake and then realized, yay, I answered, and then he cancelled the call. Voice call, no answer. Peace, just send back my 500, bro. Please. Voice call, no answer. Voice call, no answer. Voice call, no answer. This is one of the oldest tricks in the book when it comes to scamming you. They already have your money. They don't need to talk to you any further. And should you get them in public, he will just give you an excuse, something along the lines of, your constant texting me was adding on pressure. NFP hasn't happened in the markets yet. Obviously, NFP was now delayed because the US government got shut down. And up until agreements were reached, NFP were going to continue being delayed. So he's going to give you that excuse. And the reason that he blocked you was because of the pressure. But he didn't think about that pressure when he took your money.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Now that we have learned that Peace Finisher has very well scammed this client, I'm gonna lay out the law and the consequences thereof. By Peace Finisher pulling off this one scam, a lot of laws and acts were broken. 9 to be specific. These acts can lead to heavy fines, disbarment from the industry, and even jail time. Let's start going through them one by one so that you can understand how serious scamming people is. The first act that got broken is most probably the one that we are all familiar with. This is the FIS Act. If you give advice, manage funds, or take money from clients to invest or trade on their behalf, you need to be regulated with the FSCA and have an FSP number. Peace Finisher is not. His violations include performing financial services without an FSP, acting as a representative without being registered, misrepresenting authorization status by doing these type of deals. If he gets reported, his penalties can lead to fines, criminal charges, and disbarment from the industry. The second act he broke here was the FSR Act, the Financial Sector Regulations Act. The violations here include conducting unregulated financial services and operating in a way that endangers consumers and the financial system. The FSR Act gives the FSCA the powers to administrate sanctions and criminal prosecution. The third act that he broke here was the CISCA Act, the Collective Investment Schemes Control Act. If you pool public funds and trade or invest collectively for them, you are operating a collective investment scheme. Peace Finisher's violations include running a pooled investment schemes without being registered as a manager and soliciting money from the public under false or unlicensed schemes. The consequences here: closure of the scheme and criminal charges. The fourth act that he broke here was the Banks Act. And this comes about because he was soliciting funds from the public. And if you take deposits from the public, that may count as the business of a bank. Peace Finisher's violations here is accepting deposits without being registered as a bank. The consequences: criminal prosecution and orders to cease all operations. The fifth act that he broke here was the FICA Act, the Financial Intelligence Center Act. And to be clear here, anyone handling with money is subject to this act. Peace Finisher's violations include failing to perform customer due diligence, in other words, KYC, know your customer, not reporting suspicious or large transactions, and operating outside accountable institution requirements. The sixth act that he broke here was the Consumer Protection Act, and this was for the false and misleading claims that he made here. His violations include false advertising about returns, licensing, and or safety of funds. Then there's also common law offenses. Depending on his conduct, he might also be charged with fraud, theft, and misrepresentation. Judging from the screenshot and the fact that it's a business number that he is using, this eighth act might apply to him. And this is the Companies Act. If the entity is registered but not authorized to give financial services. It's most definitely trading outside the company's scope or object, and it's definitely misleading the public about company capabilities. The ninth and final act that he broke was unlawful deposits and running a potential Ponzi scheme. Now we know what a Ponzi is. This is when a scheme uses newer clients' funds to pay out older clients, and this may fall foul of common law fraud or the Prevention of Organized Crimes Act. I'm very certain Peace Finisher didn't know that this one scam can cost him a lot of money, gain him a criminal record, and might potentially send him to jail. This is just one. There's many other people he has scammed. For future videos, I will be applying this so that people can realize just how serious their actions are and the dire consequences thereof. This video isn't just for the awareness of the consumer. It is also for the awareness of the scammer, so that they too can be aware of the dire consequences that awaits them should people start reporting them. My only hope is that the consumers at large will start learning from this, and that the scammers at large will start doing things legally and stop running away with people's money. To Peace Finisher, once people start putting in legal complaints against you, you're done for. Don't say I didn't warn you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Before we go any further, I would like to thank IFX for sponsoring today's video. IFX Brokers offers a wide variety of trading account types designed to meet the needs of all types of traders. From the standard account for the beginners to premium accounts with tighter spreads, all the way to VIP and Islamic accounts for a more specialized trading journey. IFX Brokers provides the flexibility and tools that you need to trade with confidence. To get started, click the link in my description, choose an account type that suits your needs, make a deposit, and start trading. It's that simple. Once again, thank you to IFX Brokers for sponsoring today's video. And always remember, trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Always trade responsibly. Back to the video.